Okay. Many people today live in fear or literally face a life and death struggle. The imposition of draconian politics, dehumanising bureaucracy and withdrawal of rights begs the question in what rational universe is this progressive? Historic signposts like Picasso's Guernica, Jerry Colt's After the Medusa, Bruegel's Tower of Babel and The Parable of the Blind reveal themes of oppression, tyranny and inner blindness, pictorialised as tragic power responsible for severe social decline. Held up as mirrors, can such vital artworks invite consideration of current analogous predicaments before deciding where we go from here? Is the first step actually bringing awareness before new possibilities can emerge? Adopting the meditative style of Antoni Tapies as springboard for my own study within an MSc elective was a lens bringing me closer to a state of contemplation to perceive a better world through sacred human experience. I researched art's social role with the creative belief, procedural, implicit and embodied knowing through experience-based visual fine art activity illustrated throughout the presentation heightens awareness. Facing the brutality of Francoism and World War II, Tapies poignantly demonstrated how art can change a culture, signalling a new meaningful reality into existence. Tapies 2009 said, "Or I see an extremely poor shadow of true reality." Art was not a reflection of realism, but realism itself, a reality neither purely physical nor metaphysical, but both at once, UNESCO Courier 1994. Tapies explained a painting should not be a depiction of things, but an object in its own right, an object of power, a thing of presence, with an ability to stir and awaken, in Ishkabor 2006. Similarly, asking David Lorimer about creativity at a recital of his poetry, he strikingly related, "A poem comes of itself." Significant phrases like essence of life and source of togetherness asserted a creative spiritual power driving authenticity, freedom and peace, Lorimer 2022. Discerning art's liberational ability to reveal the obscured, Tapies said his paintings succeeded if they met the spiritual needs of the viewer in a transforming way. I realised the artist must reach beyond denouncing injustice, confronting seeing that questions seeing, fully aware of one's surroundings. In what McGilchrist 2021 called active passivity, this permits space to presence and to know, where attending becomes a profound moral act responsive to the social instincts of humans working together in mutuality. Tapies' artwork imbues existential responsivity, lived expression and unwavering commitment to human dignity, a salient reminder of what really matters, offering startling themes to ponder, from abuse of power to the sacred profundity of everyday life. Inspired by surrealism, which Breton 1924 defined as psychic automatism in its pure state, Tapies' distinctive meta paintings use unexpected materials as meditative objects, tirelessly repeating introspective investigations. The dancer
Helen,
philosophy.
please, can you? We're so interested in what you're saying, but you seem to be speaking quite fast, so we can't quite get it. So if you could just slow your pace a bit, we could really immerse ourselves in this amazing information. Thank you.
Vedanta and Zen philosophy permeate Tapies' work, meditating on the void and substance, and that play of emptiness and fullness, intending to repair a shattered planet. Tapies repositioned classic academic painting in transgressive ways, residing between figuration and abstraction, matter and mysticism. His enigmatic marks unearth primal forms, exalting the most profane objects, noting even an armpit can be every bit as transcendental as conventional sacred images. His contempt for the pretentious, grandiose and supposedly very important in the face of the small and modest, evidence his view, the highest of wisdom adopts the humblest of bodies. The quote explains how Tapies unleashed the media's expressive possibilities, even though he had no clear idea of what he was going to do. Pure spontaneity, withdrawing from the delusion of non-authenticity, enabled awareness of true possibilities, compelling participation in the creative act. I investigated automatism and spontaneous surprise, testing my awareness to freely absorb phenomena, portraying immediate experience. Setting a timer, working quickly, is a calculated act to block out limiting rational thought, applying random chance to mark making. I became aware of something different taking place,
something deeply personal in which the drawings could be attributed to the unconscious, revealing something of the psyche.
Without following neat little lines laid out for me, relinquishing reductive psychological structures felt radical, something Katz 1992 positive revolutionized consciousness transcending categories of knowing.
In this mind flow, the process provoked questioning that transitioned to wonder, a value Curry 2023 positive was worth defending. It appeared an anomaly that Western culture narrows fields of consciousness individuals are encouraged to exercise, inhibited by diktat, consensus, or conformity, in which formalization runs counter to imagination, impoverishing the inner psyche that relies on confidence to spontaneously explore and express.
Radical meant living in a world not interpreted for me, to imagine what lay beyond the edges of the canvas. Without searching for external references, I decided to visit my garden at varying times, producing daily 10 visual artworks of one natural object in free, quick succession, experimenting repeatedly for 3 weeks with materials and tools limited to nature. The rationale was to articulate transmaterial qualities, believing man to be created out of the same elements as earth.
The dot broke free from its static existence. Lines arose from nothingness, like questioning arrows extending into curves. New symbols appeared in a dynamism of depth and transition, mirroring visceral feelings in a language of possibilities, urging further exploration. The unintended became revelationary, with free choice to go up or down. My wild circle self expanded in a flame of action to create and recreate a game. Addressing what went wrong, I learnt when I stopped playing, when ego and desire arose wanting to emulate Tapies by thinking, recognizing this hindrance, I loosened resistance once again. Witnessing the process as a parallel of life, alert to the ephemerality of nature, its tensions, vividness, and changes in biorhythms, weather, and light, outer perceptions contrasted with inner vistas, adapting to changing landscapes, flipping my sense of being, testing my understanding of being an artist in the creative process, fully realizing compositions.
Buckingham 1991 suggested religious disposition is a unique and autonomous element in the structure of human consciousness. The value of performing rituals of Kriya Sadhana prior to art activity induced playfulness and childlike concentration, exploring creativity. Eliade in Bell 1997 and Otto 1980 said, with such open-mindedness, a numinous primordiality can be encountered, manifesting sacred powers. In the moment of interchange between natural phenomenon and pure creation, painting felt like a sublime return to origins. I became aware of layers of authentic experience, receptively intertwining to deliver a message. Without preconceptions, except evoking the internal artist in a state of emptiness that Hathaway in Booklet 2021 described as a bypassing of the me, permitted what Lancaster 2004 called the active intellect, an intermediary between human mind and mind of God, distinguishing between everyday reality and human spirit, which I translated as a process of encounter, inviting being to speak as being. Feeling in my most genuine state, I became aware of unfolding processes, noticing a myriad of differentiated potentialities, combining the least obviously expressive materials from soil, sand, and sawdust to natural pigments, juxtaposed with using tools like dog bone fragments, sticks, and moss. Mindel 2016 showed constant engagement in the unfolding processes, explicated the psychosomatic depths of humans in process work. The continual doing had actualized the richness of my own resources, giving the unknown form. A glance of understanding cultivated sensibilities to the material's inherent qualities, noticing magical contours forming. Rainwater became transitional territory for freer movement and ingenious positioning of matter, characterizing my object, a mimosa tree. Mindelibid elaborated saying, when individuals feel this level of sentient essence, immediate responses become available. The message emerging was a vision of creative engagement with nature, corresponding to change, finding new ways of doing, expressing and explaining. Concluding, I discovered the reason for never surrendering the inner well of wisdom. Recalibrating responses upon embodied suggestions had stirred a sense of integrity and right constitution. What lay beyond the edges of the canvas was the recognition the individual's journey is spiritual and highly personal. It can't be reduced, organised, or regulated. We have natural, inalienable rights, including freedom of expression, that existed long before the complications of government and bureaucracy, a discourse inducing a reality detrimentally impacting our sacred liberty. The exercise was not just a matter of what I could see, but shaped how I acted with awareness and agency, summoning a profound calling to action to shed dysfunctional societal patterns when morality, humanity, nature, and spirituality are threatened. Could this approach provide a lifeline, changing the state we're in? Thank you very much.